2026 has been pretty eventful for my channel. At the same time, it hasn't been as eventful for my backlog. To this date, I have completed 16 games. I have a total of 32 games in my backlog, and I have a number in my wish list, which I'll be getting to pretty shortly. So I've already made a video on the games I've completed in my backlog. You can go ahead and check that out in the description below. I've completed 16 games so far, and there is a video on almost all these games except a few of them like RoboCop Rogue City and RoboCop Unfinished Business, but the rest of these all have videos on my channel. You can feel free to go ahead and watch those. Just recently, I just wrapped up Far Cry 3. The ordering here is a little bit weird. I just added all these games to my backlog today so that I can kind of make this video. But let's actually take a look at what other games I'll be playing for the rest of 2026. So I still have 15 games in my backlog, and I have one game that I'm currently playing, which is Far Cry 4. Now, I've been playing through all the Far Cry games simply on a journey to find out which Far Cry game is the best. I've played Far Cry 5, Far Cry 3. I played Far Cry 6 like 2 years ago, so I might need a refresher and I might need to jump back into that game, maybe do another playthrough, which kind of scares me because I don't really want to play through another Far Cry game after I wrap up Far Cry 4. But with that being said, I've heard good things about this game. I've heard bad things about this game. Many people have told me that Far Cry 3 is actually the best in the series. I ended up giving this a review of 8 of 10 on my website here. And also, I'll talk a little bit more about this backlog tracker that I have built out for you guys. It is free to use, and I'll make a dedicated video to this backlog tracker. I'm kind of jumping around all over the place right now, but I'm very excited to show this off in a later video. Also, it is in beta, so if you want to sign up, you can go ahead and check it out at FinalSave.app. It'll also be in the description and pinned comment. So as I mentioned, I am currently playing Far Cry 4. I expect it to take me around 15 to 18 hours. I've got a few hours of footage recorded already. I've had a pretty positive experience with it. Am I leaning towards calling it the best one? We'll see. So I still have 15 games in my backlog here. Some of these games do have Steam Playtime synced to them. I'll walk through these different games that I plan on going through. I have some shorter and smaller games that you guys recommended in my other backlog video. So let me just quickly walk through this. I am going to play through Dredge. It looks like there's a few people already playing this right now. This is, from what I understand, a pretty short game. It's an indie game, and I really wanted to get more indie titles, and I might end up adding maybe 1 or 2 more shorter games. So I do plan on going through this one. I know this was a pretty big hit as far as indie games go. I really want to play Witchfire. Now you can see I've already played 53 minutes on my Steam account, and then I basically stopped playing this game because I have been waiting for this game to 1.0 for pretty much 2 years now. This is a game that is right up my alley. It's a roguelite with all these different mechanics involved. There is different builds you can make. It's an FPS game with some really beautiful graphics and a really beautiful environmental design. This is a game I have been waiting for now for quite some time. I've only ever played an hour of it because I really don't want to spoil anything further. I would rather just wait for it to 1.0, and I believe the devs did announce that it's going to 1.0 this year, which is something I am very much looking forward to. Next up, we have No Rest for the Wicked. You can see I've played about 3 hours here. This is a game that probably will be my game of the year. Like, from what I've played with it, outside of the beautiful art style and design of the game, what I really liked was the build system, the crafting system, the combat system. There's so much going on with this game that it just feels like a tier above other games that I've played. I cannot wait for this title to drop. I believe it's going to be coming out in October, so it spent a little over 2 years in early access. Again, I only played like 3 hours because I didn't want to spoil it for myself, but once this game drops, you better believe it's going to take up pretty much all of my time in October. Now, I do have some games in my wish list, so I'll actually jump into those in a little bit too. I don't want to just focus on what's currently in my backlog because there's a lot of games coming out this year that I really want to get to as well. So up next, we have Absolum. This is another roguelike indie title. You can kind of see that's one of my favorite genres at this point. I've been playing this game on and off, so I should mark it as playing. I've been enjoying my time with it. It's really cool hand-drawn art style. There's different builds you can adopt. It's very similar to like Hades in a sense of like getting powers and those powers changing your basic attacks and your special attacks and so on. It has that 2D beat 'em up feel to it, which I really like. It's not a style of game that I play all that often, so it's kind of refreshing for me given the games that I have been playing, like the Far Cry series and the Uncharted games I'll be getting into. So this has been a nice change of pace for me. So what does the rest of my backlog look like outside of those sort of indie titles. Well, I do plan on getting to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and this is a game I will be playing in December. I've made time for it. It's a wrap. I will be playing this game in December. I will be making a lengthy video on it. And this game has been in the great games I've given up on video. And I didn't give up on this game because I thought it was bad for any reason. I just felt overwhelmed by how much time it would take. I am going to go through the Metro series before Metro 2039 comes out. And then I do plan on doing a playthrough of the Uncharted series. That means doing Uncharted 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is going to be a one video for me. I'm going to kind of combine them into a nice big series video. It's going to be fun. Uncharted is a series that I really like, so it's going to be a nice trip down memory lane. I haven't played any of the titles in like 4 or 5 years, so it's been a while for me, but I will be jumping into that. Up next, I'll be playing Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Now, I've had a ton of comments in my Dragon's Dogma 2 video telling me that Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is the best game in the series. Now, of course, we know that Dark Arisen is coming out for Dragon's Dogma 2. That whole big expansion, kind of what they did for the first game, they will be doing it for the second game as well, which I'm very excited for. I'm very curious to what that's going to be like. I know it's going to take up a lot of my time, but I do also want to get to the first one and make a video on this as well. I've heard nothing but good things about Dragon's Dogma, the first one. A lot of people have given me multiple reasons about why it's the better game compared to the sequel. I personally love the sequel. I think I rated it the best game I played in 2025. So I'm going to go into Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen with really high hopes, because if it's better than what I played in 2025, then my God, I might be in trouble for the rest of the year. Up next, we have Control, and the reason I want to play this game is because of Control Resonant coming out, I believe in September. Control, I've played through it once before, but a very long time ago when it first released, almost 7 years ago? My God. I played this game, really enjoyed it. It was very different from like other games that I've played, which was very interesting to me. I really liked the gameplay. It had like a little build crafting system to it as well, which was kind of fun. But I'll be playing through this game, maybe making a video on it. I'm not too sure yet. This is a pretty short title. I know it says 18 hours to complete. Maybe that's with doing 100%. But I believe this took me like 12 to 15 hours to complete when I first did my go around. Last but not least, we have Dragonkin the Unbanished. I am the only person on the planet who has this in their backlog, apparently. This game is just a dumb ARPG, like it's kind of turn your brain off. I don't expect to finish this game this year. I've been playing it on and off here and there throughout the year. Comes from the same devs that made Warhammer Chaosbane. I don't know if anybody even remembers that ARPG, but that one I actually liked. I spent a decent amount of time in it, and Dragonkin the Banished is basically that same dev team who has made this game, and it has a really interesting build system to it. It has like these gears or whatever that you can slot into these different sockets, and they're all RNG, so you can get some really creative combos with the skills that you already have. Very intricate and cool system. It does get annoying when you're swapping out new sockets, but it is pretty creative, honestly. So I do plan on getting through this game. I want to get to the end game and see what it's all about. So those are the games that are currently in my backlog. Let's check out the games that I have on my wish list, which I'm sure a lot of people might also have on their wish list as well. First up is Grand Theft Auto 6. Obviously, this is like a once-in-a-generation type of game. I will be there day one. You can call me a shill or whatever you might have a word for someone that buys a game on day one. I won't be missing this. I will be there. I'm very interested to see what Rockstar can pull off with their brand new title. We've all been anticipating this for so long at this point. Red Dead Redemption 2 was how long ago? They haven't released anything since, and from what we've seen in the trailers, this looks like it's going to be pushing the limits as far as possible. This game coming out in November, it'll likely take me midway through December where I can start playing KCD2. Next up, I have Phantom Blade Zero on my wish list. This is a game that I've had pretty passive interest in since they debuted it way back when. I think it was on a State of Play. Very interested in this game. It has almost like a Sekiro-like combat. It isn't really a Souls-like from what I can tell. Seems like more like a hack and slash type of game. They have released a ton of gameplay for this, and this one's coming out on October 29th, a few weeks before Grand Theft Auto 6, so more than enough time to jump into this and complete it. Next up is Valor Mortis. This is a game game coming from the same developers that made the Ghost Runner series. If you haven't played Ghost Runner, those are some pretty solid and also short titles if you want to complete a quick game. Valor Mortis is more like a FPS Souls-like from what I can tell. They have put out a playable demo if you're interested. I'm not sure if it's still up on Steam or not, but there was a demo for it. I didn't get my hands on it. However, the gameplay looked very interesting to me regardless, so this is a game I'll be playing. I doubt it's a full $70 title. I'm assuming it's gonna be like 50 or 40 bucks. Next up, we have Marvel's Wolverine. This is a game that's on this list simply because of its hype. Truthfully, I don't know if I'm really that excited personally for this game. Like, from what they showed off, everything looked very choreographed. Like, the gameplay didn't seem very organic or dynamic. It seemed very linear, and I'm not sure if they've already announced, I feel like I read it somewhere, that this game is not an open world game. It's more like set pieces and, you know, kind of you're on a rail, so to speak. It's not an open world game in a sense that these Spider-Man games were. Now, Insomniac is a great developer. Their Spider-Man games were incredible, both very well done. So everyone has high hopes for this game. I'm sure it's going to be a really well-made game. I'm a little bit cautious about it from what we've seen, but of course, once the game actually drops, when I get my hands on it, I'll have something better to say. Next up is Onimusha, Way of the Sword. This is another game that I have passive interest in. So just because it's on my wish list doesn't mean it's going to be a game that I'm going to buy for sure. I'll probably wait for this one to go on sale because there's so many games coming out in September. We have Wolverine. We also have the Blood of the Dawnwalker, which is going to be the game for me in September, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But Onimusha has some really creative looking combat. It looks satisfying. The graphics look beautiful. So more of that same hack and slash that we'll be getting in Phantom Blade Zero, which is why this one will likely go on the back burner for a little while before I actually get my hands on it. Of course, up next, we have the Blood of the Dawnwalker, which is a game a lot of people are excited for. It has all that Witcher DNA in it, just from the gameplay, from the narrative standpoint, from the decisions you can make. It has some very unique systems with like the time limit you have sort of ingrained to everything you do. People will die, people will live, choices will be made, and there will be consequences whether or not you were there for them. So some really cool stuff there. The gameplay looks solid as well. The combat did look, you know, a little bit hitchy, but it's fine. This seems like a very dense narrative type of game, and the setting is absolutely beautiful. I will be there day one for the Blood of the Dawnwalker. It's a game that I have been looking forward to since it was announced, and basically right around the corner at this point, so that's coming up real soon. Up next, we have the new Grim Dawn expansion, which is like a deluxe expansion or something. I don't know how to explain it, but basically it takes the base game and like takes all the other DLCs and multiplies it by 2. This is an absolutely huge expansion is what I'm trying to say. And if you haven't played Grim Dawn already, you should know that it is a staple ARPG. It has been there for years. The devs, every time they update this game, they'll give you like 100 pages of patch notes to go and look through. It has been around for so long, over a decade at this point, and this new expansion is going to add so much more to it. New regions, new classes, new endgame, so on and so forth. It's basically what I would wish that Blizzard would do with an actual Diablo expansion. They're adding a lot of depth into this game, and this is one of those games that I'm just going to be playing passively, like an hour a day, maybe an hour and a half, not so much just really focusing on it, because I know if I dive deep into another ARPG, I won't be playing any of these games on this list. That's kind of how it goes for me, so I'll be playing this passively, most likely on my Steam Deck or something. I am very much looking forward to this. Finally, we have Control Resonant, which is a game that I'm very much interested in. Again, the first one is already in my backlog. It's one I'll be playing leading up to Control Resonant if I have time. Resonant seems like it's taking the already existing formula, expanding on it, moving it from just that office space where you're playing and sort of going through in that first game, moving it up to a broader, more diverse environment. It doesn't seem like it's open world, but it seems like it has more semi-explorable areas from what I can tell. The melee combat looked interesting. The animations look beautiful. So I'm very much looking forward to Control Resonant. Thankfully, it's coming out sort of in the back half of September, after Wolverine, after the Blood of the Dawnwalker. So I'll have a decent amount of time to play through this game leading up to Valor Mortis and Phantom Blade Zero. So that's what the rest of my 2026 is going to look like. Let me know in the comments below what your 2026 will look like. And again, if you want to try this backlog tracker that I've built, I've really been expanding on it quite a bit with the Discover page, so you can see upcoming games. You have the activities, so you can see what other people are up to. And of course, the main backlog feature, which helps you get through your backlog. That being said, thank you to channel supporters, and thank you also to FinalSave supporters. Your support goes a long way in helping me continue to develop this application for you guys, and of course, keep making videos. Thank you guys for watching as always. I'll see you all in the next one.